YOLO, my fellow human beings, and welcome to episode 6 of The Best Blessed Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic: hey life, I'm sick of adulting today, or my old soul has left the building. Either way, we won't be in. Click. Like anybody uses a phone like that anymore, right? Anyway. So, what do I mean by that? Good question. What I mean by that is I've been taking my walks, which I took this morning really, really early, and guess what? The hand is covering the steps again. All right, let me click on it here. Oh, come on now. 6,403. And most of that is from my walk. But before I get started, first and foremost, I want to thank all of you who watch my videos. I love checking on my channel to see how many people have checked out the different episodes. So keep watching, check out all of the episodes. One kind of gives you an intro to my life, which maybe you want to know, maybe you don't, I don't know. But please like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, post. Just check them out. They're just fun, positive videos, hoping to maybe make you think a little bit less about the stresses of life and a little bit more about just calming, relaxing, fun things to do. That being said, I need to take a drink of coffee. The magical beans. Thank you so much for watching, and I wanted to say that before we even got started. Secondly, this is a Friday morning, so I'm a little stressed about getting this video out to you guys. But yesterday was a complete flop. I have gotten to the point where I do not like to edit my videos whatsoever. That stresses me out even more, and even as I'm talking, it makes my voice a little shaky. So I just like to do it just one shot and be done with it. Of course, that's not the way it happens, but so many takes later, you catch me filming on Friday morning because it was just a disaster. And I don't want to put out anything that I don't believe comes across the way I want it to. So first and foremost, know that what I say sometimes is off the cuff and doesn't come across the way I want it to. And there's no way to change some of it because it is worded the way I want it to, but I have facial expressions I don't know how to stop sometimes. So I squint a lot because I don't want to wear my glasses, but by the same token, I feel like the squinting looks just as bad. So I will try my best to not squint. And thirdly, because of the amount of videos I took yesterday, and I deleted them, most of them, I think, but it got to the point where I was on a video and I couldn't remember if I had said something in that video or if it was something I needed to say because I had said it in another video and I wanted to put it in the new. So everything got garbled, I think is a word. I don't know. I might have to look that up. So to take my stress away, I decided to film today and hopefully get it out to you today. So we'll see how this goes. Okay. That being said, the title. So on my walks, and I usually try to think of some pretty profound things to figure out in my life when I'm walking. I don't like to just, I like getting the exercise, don't get me wrong. And although I froze my butt off this morning, I kept going. I love visiting a house with all the chickens. I think I counted 7. And they're gray. There's gray ones and there's brown ones. And they're all fat. They're so cute. Anyway, so I love to go visit the chickens, and I did that walk really quick, but I forced myself to do it, kind of. So understand that even as a personal trainer, I don't want to get up and go do things, but I do it anyway. Sometimes. So, in an effort not to have to keep videoing, because it's Friday and I want to get this out, I took some notes so that I will make those points, and then hopefully I'll be done in one fell swoop. Fingers crossed. So, the question I asked myself on my walk is basically, do I consider myself an adult, or am I an adult, or more importantly, what does that mean? Now, I apologize in the beginning because I feel like I'm going to use the word adult a lot in here, and I try to change it up a little bit, but it comes off pretty obnoxiously in some of the other videos, hence why we're filming now. But I think that now that I've jotted down some things, this should go a little bit smoother. All right. So the first thing I did was I wanted to look up exactly what an adult is. And when I looked it up, I got the general answer of grown up, developed, legally in the eyes of the law, those kinds of things, which wasn't really what I was looking for as far as the answer, the answer I was seeking. So I decided to ask the bozo pewter, how did I phrase it? What does it mean to be an adult? I think is how I phrased it. And one website called T and F Online, so the letter T and the whole word and the letter F, small f, online.com, says being an adult is a matter of responsibility on 2 levels. Being able to give attentions to and take care of something or somebody, accomplish a task that has been assigned to you, but also being considered a responsible person by the people around you, being considered able to do it. So you look at the people around you, and you hope you pick friends and people around you, your job even, that you feel are like personalities or feel the same way about things as you do. Obviously you want varying opinions, but we develop these relationships with like minds a lot. I don't know, I find myself literally kind of attaching myself to them in ways I don't usually attach myself to other people or even like strangers. I mean, they are strangers to begin with, but once I'm in a room with them, I can almost sense their vibe, if you will. So I kind of like that definition in that the responsible people are picking you as a responsible person to do responsible tasks. I think that says a lot. Like, if you get the respect of your peers, I think a lot of times that's a big kind of nod to your adulthood, if you will. I also think if they respect or look up to you in ways like as far as your relationship with your significant other or your children, sometimes is very respectful and positive, and you like to hang around with those people because you like to make them a part of your life. I mean, they're very wonderful people, and I love everybody I am attached to. I have a respect for everyone I love, and that is kind of being an adult. I get that aspect of it. Another one that I looked up is becoming an adult is different for everyone. For some young people, it means living on your own or going away to college. True. For others, it means starting your first real job and becoming financially independent. That's another really good one. No matter what the circumstances are, becoming an adult means taking responsibility, here's that word again, for your life. And that's Connections Academy. I take these walks, obviously. I've repeated myself numerous times about that. Sorry, this chair is so squeaky. And like I said, it's still covering up the steps. Unbelievable. But I take these steps, especially now as I'm getting older and my brain is, feeling the age a little bit. They say walking is key for memory. Key. So I find this one very important, not just for my sanity, but for my health. And I think that's where I've really strived in becoming an adult, and I feel a respected adult in the fitness arena, kind of, at least in my mind anyway. But being an adult also means taking care of yourself, not just your family, which if you think about it, we do a lot more of than taking care of ourselves. So we kind of skip over ourselves for a little bit. So being an adult, doesn't that include taking care of yourself, health-wise? Eating the right things and adding movement to your day, finding what time of day makes movement more enjoyable. Step 1. Okay. If you know that you are not a morning person, nor do you have a morning job, don't say you're going to work out in the morning. I'm pretty much going to guarantee that it's not going to work. I don't want to put a negative Nelly in your head, and if you're going to make it work, that's fantastic. And if you get back to me in the comments, like, comment, subscribe, you let me know how that works for you. What I found for the most part when working with clients and scheduling appointments, sessions, I found that you allow the people to set it for the time that works for them. Not forcing them to show up for a time that necessarily fits into my schedule. I'm trying to make it fit their schedule. I'm trying to take the stress of the situation off. A lot of times people come into personal training with this scared look on their faces, like I'm going to torture them. And I'm not going to lie, I do have a good night's sleep with dreams of torture floating through my head. And in a good way, I promise. The torture is good. What I mean by that is that I like to make sure I can cover the whole person. And a lot of times, if I fall asleep thinking about the last workout with a particular person, sometimes I can think of, or kind of use by osmosis, if you will, think of their last session, try to come up with areas that maybe we might have missed, or something that we want to do different. Do we want to make it more fun? Do we want to change what time of day? They seemed to drag last week. You know, so I like to go through a whole plethora of things in my mind before I go to sleep, and frankly, that wears me out. So I do tend to fall asleep pretty quickly, with visions of torture floating through my head, or at least that's what you think. I don't think of it as torture, but I think if you found a time of day to work out that makes you happy, you wouldn't be torturing yourself going, I'm going to make it for the morning and then I'm never going to do it. I'm going to put my workout clothes on before I go to sleep. And then I'm going to just be ready. So when the alarm clock goes off, I'm going to jump into my gym shoes and I'm going to run out the door. If you have that going for you, what willpower, and I am so proud of you, truly. I wish that I could say I am as devoted to that as possible. I am now finding times of day that work better for me. Especially, you need stretches, you need a time to breathe. But if you're going to start out with this failure already in your mind, you will fail. I don't want to set you up for failure. So step one is make sure your timing for movement is in agreement with your brain and your body. You'll find the breathing better. You'll find just the exercise feels better. You're mentally more prepared for the exercise. If you focus on what you're trying to do, a lot of times it connects better, it works better, you feel stronger, you don't feel as sore a lot of times. If you're connected mentally with your body, a lot of times you feel more empowered. That's the best I can say it. And then you leave the gym with this energy like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how good I feel. And even if it's 9 o'clock at night, you're going to have this moment of bursted energy. Believe me, because when I first started fitness and working out, I started out working out at 9 o'clock at night. And I did Gunnar Peterson's the stability ball workout. That's how I started. I made that phone call at 2 o'clock in the morning when I was feeding Peyton. So 18 and a half years ago, I guess. No, she just turned 18 in July. But that's when that fitness kind of kicked in, you know. It was time for me to say, I don't like how I feel. I'm tired. Obviously, I'm tired because of a baby, but I'm also fatigued. My body hurts. You know, there's just things about me that aren't feeling good. And so the fitness helped a lot. It helped to give me that hour to myself to just focus on me and get my body right and just feel good about my day, even though I was getting ready to go to sleep. The nice thing about the stability ball exercises is they weren't really rambunctious. I wasn't doing a lot of overly active cardio to the point that I was making myself anxious or wide awake. I felt them calming enough, I guess, that I could do them that close to bedtime and still go to sleep at a relatively decent time before somebody woke up. Whether it was Peyton or Jordan, your guess is as good as mine, because Jordan, for the first, I don't know how long, did not sleep. Anyway, that's a story for another day. So yeah, I don't want it to be something that's daunting. I don't think your workout should be something that scares you. I want it to be fun. I want you to want to do it. I mean, that's the whole point of making yourself feel better. If you don't want to do it, you really don't want to feel better. So I like to think of it as if you're not a morning person, don't make your workout for the morning. That's kind of like trying to wake a sleeping bear. which is a little crazy if you think about it. So let's not wake the bear. Let's let the bear hibernate and have a chance to wake up and maybe have her morning coffee. Yeah, let's do that. All right. Same with food, right? So I wrote down here, and I have to read it because I want to read it the way I worded it yesterday when I was really stressed out. And I'm like, I better start writing this stuff down because I keep repeating myself. I had two of the same little like snippets at the beginning and the end of one video saying almost the same exact thing. So I'm pretty good at memorization. But I'm just like, crap, I thought that was the last video. Anyway, whole nother story. All right. So my question to you is, why would you set yourself up for failure, okay, by making foods you already know that you don't like? Okay? Start out with the healthy foods you do like. I mean, there's got to be something in your repertoire of foods that has some nutritional value to it. Take those foods and start with that. If you like chicken patties, but you're not quite ready for grilled chicken, this is just an example because let's face it, chicken patties are full of preservatives and some chickens are too, so that's a bad example. But what I'm saying to you is the technique or the method of the way they are cooked can be changed as your taste buds mature. Okay? So, say for example, you're used to eating a burger, really thick burger, cheese, bacon, the whole works, from McDonald's with the large fry and the drink, and you're costing yourself, I don't even know how many calories. I don't want to look it up. Because every once in a while, I want that burger. I'm sorry, I do. But I also pay for it in the end. But what I'm saying to you is, make a healthier choice for now. So if you have the choice of that really, really fattening burger, or a nice thin chicken patty, maybe not on bread, or if you're not quite ready for that step yet, on a bun. Hopefully at least a healthy bun. I don't know, I'm trying. And then have that with salad, like a big plate of salad, and maybe some fruit or rice. That's a healthier version of your meal than, say, that big burger with the large fries and the big drink. I mean, at least I hope it is. So start with something you know works, that you like, health food wise, and start from there. Don't make it so scary. It does not have to be an intimidating thing in your life. Food does not have to control you. You have the right to say that you don't want that and you want a big, fat, juicy burger. You do. You have every right to say it, but just remember how much you hate how you feel afterwards, or maybe even while you're eating it. So maybe even cut it in half. That's a good place to start too. If you really want that burger, see, substitutions, maybe don't have the fries, give the fries to somebody else. I'm really trying here. And if anything, please don't drink Diet Pop. I think I've said that before. If you're going to have pop, just drink regular pop. Diet, aspartame, all those diet, that's not good for you. I realize pop is not good for you either, but again, baby steps. We have to start somewhere. And if you start to feel better with that one step, you'll want to take the next step. Okay? And just like I said, don't eat things you don't like, because you'll work your way up to the more intimidating, where you hear about these kale trends and things like that. And I would say I don't think I initially liked kale. Or sushi was another one I was a little hesitant on. I didn't really care for the seaweed at first. But I've become more of a pescatarian over the last couple of years, I feel. And I've noticed that the sushi aspect I'm really enjoying a lot. I like a lot now. And a lot more fruits and vegetables in my diet. So, and then you'll notice that your body changes and you'll want to try different things. I've just now started noticing this with my daughter, and I'm so proud of her. She did the same thing with sushi. She said, ugh. And Chinese food was the other thing. And since she's been away at school, she's eaten a lot more Asian cuisine, specifically some of the Chinese genre, I believe, sweet and sour, chicken, no, maybe that wasn't general, what was it? Sweet and sour, orange chicken I think was another one, which we could never get her to eat because we all love. So your taste buds change over time. So don't freak yourself out if the first time you try something you don't like it. Oh, the other thing I said I didn't like to begin with is kale. It just was too bitter. And then I started by treating it as if it were something bad for me. Okay? So instead of making it kind of steamed or healthily made, right? Or roasted. I know some people roast it. I made it totally bad for me. Like, I cooked it in bacon grease and onions and garlic, and I know those things are good for me, but a little butter, it was just really, really fattening, but really, really good. And then the next time I tried it, I did the same thing, but I cut back on a few things. I added a few more seasonings. I wish I remember what those were because it was really good, and I don't recall what it was. And then I love those kale salads in a bag that you can find with some of the more Asian salad dressings. Those are really, really good. But why set yourself up for failure by planning to eat all this healthy food at once and then realizing you're just not going to be able to keep up with it? You can't keep carbs out of your life forever. We all need good carbs. That's what our body gets our energy from. So you want to work your way up. Don't think you've failed. Remember, we win or we learn. We never lose. We never, never lose. I want somebody to repeat that over and over and over again. You never, ever lose in life. It is a lesson to be acknowledged and kind of understood. My daughter, when she went through all the audition processes for college, she got really nervous. Excuse me. Let me get a drink here real quick. Excuse me. Anyway, she got really nervous before auditions, and I said, you know what? You can't think of it as something that's going to ruin your chances. All you can think of it as is a way to learn from what they expected or their notes. I said, you know what, when you start your voice lessons, ask your voice coach for your audition notes for the choir you audition for. Just so you know what things need to be worked on. I really know that the sitting up is very important. Getting the breath from the diaphragm is really important. I've tried to train her to maybe tone her abdominal muscles a little bit more. When she sings, even when she's riding around, I suck at my abdominals when I'm riding in the car. You have no idea what kind of exercises you can get done on a very long ride to Michigan. But she's learning, and she's realizing that the audition process isn't something that needs to be scary. It's something that you need to learn from. And those excuse me. Those people that are there listening to you are trying to hear your tone and things like that. And those are things that are important to her, I know, and that she wants to learn going forward. So this is all part of the same thing. Like, just, I don't want you to think of it as a failure. So start with something that's really bad for you but has a healthier version to it. Like I said in the second episode, I said, pumpkin pie or pumpkin pie yogurt. I would eat that over pumpkin pie, but put whipped cream on it, absolutely. To make it feel decadent or unhealthy. But there's ways to feel better and do healthier things without completely changing and taking up your entire life. I know that's crazy that you don't eat things you don't like. And the more you eat healthy, the less you want to ruin that by eating crap. That's very true. Same with exercising. You don't want to eat crap after exercising because then you feel like you just worked out for nothing. You just kind of balanced your day off again and then you're at zero when you want something in the bank. You always want credits in the bank. And I'm not talking about calories because I don't look at that. I'm talking about you always want this energy level in the bank. Like, I feel like I've built up this energy level for many, many years, and I can completely with maybe an hour or so's notice, have a pretty good, decent energy level. I might not want to deal with things really early in the morning, but at least the energy level is there. But you don't want to eat crap and ruin that. Especially if you work out in the morning, you don't want to eat a donut afterwards because that just ruins the whole day. And then you go, oh, I've already eaten the donut, so I might as well have this. And then the lunch is shot, and then F dinner. Now that's being an adult, right? And then I'll go and eat crap. I wrote that. But not all the time. So, I'm adult, and then I'm not. Can I choose when I want to be mature? Like, do I get that option? Is that part of being the A word? I mean, that's a big category of people. That's anybody over the age of 18. Seriously. Like, that's mind-boggling to me. You spend gobs of your time as an adult and this minuscule blip as a child, which I don't remember much after the age of 4. And I remember playing outside, I guess, a little bit. Anyway, so you get this little blip of childhood, and then this daunting measure of being this person that's responsible, right? Isn't that what it said? Being an adult is a matter of responsibility for something or someone or a task. And you want to be a responsible adult and show the other people you know that are also responsible that they're not wrong about you. You are who they think you are, which is a reliable human being. But can we choose when we want to be an adult? Like, is that an option? Do I get to check mark a box each morning before I get up? Like, I want to have a child tantrum at 2. Does that work into everybody's schedule? I don't know. But I do know as an adult, we don't like to do a lot of things, including all that stuff I just talked to you about, which is getting up and moving around and eating a little bit healthier. Because I'm trying to move you towards this life where, even as an older adult, sorry, I keep moving my hands, even as an older adult, you want to feel good. You don't want to have the aches and pains. A lot of foods that we eat, processed foods, cause the inflammation and the aches and the pains, and we can fix that. We just have to be patient. And this coming from a girl who has, I would say, maybe that much. I'm learning how to be patient, or at least I think I am. But we don't want to do those things. But we also don't want to pay bills, or go to work sometimes, or pay taxes, or die. But we have to do those things. Right? We have to do that too. So why can't this be like a requirement without feeling like you just pay your water bill? I mean, yeah, you look at it, you're shocked, but you pay it, and then I want you to look at keeping yourself healthy and just on a good fitness path, as well as you treat other things that you have to do. It's just a part of life. Okay, so you can see my conundrum. Like, how can I think that I am mature enough to pay bills and go to work and all those other things, and yet I walk around every morning and go, what constitutes me being an adult? Like, I don't know. Anyway, besides the fact of my age and my grown children, who, I have to say, and I wanted to bring up earlier, are probably better at adulting than I am. And I do want to take just a smidge of credit for the life lessons, but for the most part, they are doing the work. They are proving to me that they're adults, that they can make adult decisions. And it's impressive. And it is powerful to watch them, because I feel like a lot of times they're a better adult than I am. Like, I learned so many things from my children that I almost feel as though they're raising me now. And in a sense, they kind of are. So maybe that's where this old soul thing all comes together. Like, wow. See, talking it out really, really helps me. And I hope that this is helping all of you guys too. Like, maybe I'm the old soul, and my adult self is teaching my children to be respectful, responsible, kind human beings. Like, I feel like maybe this is just a passing of the baton, so to speak. Not that I'm going anywhere. I just want them to have as much information as possible going forward to be just this most, I don't want to say successful, because that sounds like I'm thinking about the financial aspect, which I am. I'm hoping they can take care of themselves, but just an overall good person, Like, you look at them and you just go, you know that they are kind. You look at their faces and they're just nice people. Anyway, that going forward and being said, so I asked back to the conundrum, why I question my maturity level. I am questioning my maturity level if my children are more mature than I am, right? So can I be a kid for this part and an adult for the fun stuff? Are you ever completely the A word? I hate to keep saying the A word. Why can't we take care of ourselves too? I don't know why I wrote that there. I guess it goes back to just taking care in general and doing the things that even you don't want to do but are responsible for. But I also want to bring it around to the fact that we don't have to make adulting a scary thing. That doesn't have to be why you just are avoiding it, or crawling up into a ball and hoping adulthood would go away. Anyway, so I googled some fun things to do as an adult. Those were my exact words. And I thought for sure it would go badly. I didn't know what fun things they would come up with. R-rated stuff. But here's what popped up. So I wrote it down. Let me put this on my lap. It might be a little bit easier to see me. 52 fun activities for all ages. Don't let age stop you from having fun. Is that the first one that popped up? Yeah, I believe so. And this one is by BigThrillFactory.com. And I wrote some of the 52 things down. The first thing on the list was go lumberjack for the evening. Now, yeah, okay. Or one says go to an outdoor group fitness class. I don't like teaching them, but I don't mind participating in them every once in a while, especially when they're outdoors. I like the fresh air. I like being a good distance away from the person next to me. I like to be a little distance from the person in front of me so I can see what they're doing, because they might be way better at it than I am. Plan a picnic in the park, enjoy hiking, go paddle boarding, take a sailing lesson. So a lot of outdoorsy stuff, which is really good right now considering we can't do a lot of indoor things yet. But then the next thing that came up was fun activities for adults. And these are all things that, of course, have to take place when they are reasonable to do so, which is a cooking class, learn to give a massage, take a mixology course, which is like, I believe, learning how to be a bartender, tour your city together, which I thought was kind of a fun idea. Not the city I live in per se. Believe me, I walked it enough. I don't need to see any more of it. And those lists were from Groupon Activities, I think it was. But can you see the difference in activities, kind of? I feel like they're a little more subdued when you get to thinking about things you have to do when you become a grown-up. So, a couple things I want to say to you guys, because really I don't want anything about this channel to be scary or hurtful, or I ever want to say things that seem upsetting to people. I only want people up and moving and eating right and listening to some good fun things to do, or taking quizzes, or whatever the case may be. But I decided to add a positive word of the day at the end here. And today's word of the day, or actually technically yesterday's, if you talk about all the videos I did, is mishpaka, which means an entire family network made up of relatives by blood, marriage, or friends, close friends of the family, which I like to think of where we camp as a mishpaka, and it's in Michigan. We have a Michigan mishpaka. That's pretty cool. But I know a lot of the people up there my kids think of as relatives. They call aunt, uncle, nanny, they just think of the other kids as just more cousins, probably. I don't really know. But my husband's been camping there for a really long time. Actually, we just celebrated our 24th wedding anniversary on Monday. Happy anniversary, honey. Actually, 29 years as a couple this year. So next year is going to be a big year for us. And Jordan's going to be graduating from college next year in June. A graduation that I'm looking forward to going to. Yay. So I want to kind of wind it down because it's getting a little long, I'm sure. But we're going to have positive words of the day, hopefully, every episode. Either the beginning or the end, maybe even in the middle. I did give you a lot of definitions throughout, so I guess we're going to be learning a lot of vocabulary words together. But on Instagram today, I am a NASM, NASM, National Academy of Sports Medicine, certified personal trainer, certified fitness nutrition specialist, performance enhancement specialist, corrective exercise specialist. I feel like there's more. I can't remember them all. I just got certified as a health coach. I know I've said all this before, but I'm on... I follow NASM on Instagram, and today's post is from Francis de Sales, who is a bishop of Geneva and an honored saint. And it says, and this is what I've been saying all along, never be in a hurry. I don't know why this is going to make me cry. Do everything quietly and in a calm spirit. Do not lose your inner peace for anything whatsoever, even if your whole world seems upset. Okay, guys, I want you to go out and have a good day. Go do great things. Be your best self. And live your best, blessed life. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, post, share. Just watch. We're getting there. Have a good one. Bye.